Hi, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious frittata with breakfast potatoes and spinach. We're going to use breakfast potatoes as the foundation for the frittata. Now I like to pre-cook my potatoes in the microwave just a little bit before going in the frying pan. It makes it faster and a lot less oil involved. So the first thing I'm going to do is take 2 to 3 medium potatoes, and I've already sliced them, and I'm going to put them in a microwave safe casserole dish that has a lid. Okay, this is going to get very hot as they cook, and it's going to get splashy, so you want a lid. Now I'm going to add some water. Now we're not going to make these things swim in the water as if we were boiling them on the stove. I'm going to add just enough water for them to cook. And for this amount of potatoes, I'm going to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. You see, it's not a lot of water, and we're going to check them. I'm going to put them in the microwave. It usually takes about 2.5 minutes for these to cook. We don't want to cook them all the way, just till they're just barely fork tender, because they're going to finish cooking on the frying pan. My potatoes are cooked, and they took right at 3 minutes in the microwave. You can see how many potatoes I've got in here. The more potatoes you have, the longer it's going to take to cook. But they're just barely fork tender, and that's what I want. There's not a lot of water in there, so we didn't have to drown them. Alright, we're going to start with a warmed skillet. I like to use cast iron, but you can use whatever kind of skillet you want as long as you can put it in the oven. And my skillet is warm, so I'm going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to swirl that around so it's all throughout the pan. And I'm going to put on here some onion. You can use whatever amount you want. We're striving for anywhere from 2 to 4 servings here. I have roughly about 1/3 of a cup of onion. I have 1/2 of a red bell pepper. You can use whatever bell pepper you want. Green, yellow, red, or a combination of the above would be fabulous. I'm going to let these saute just a little bit until the onions start to soften up and the peppers start to soften up. Alright, the peppers and onions have been in here for about 2 minutes or so, and now I'm going to add the potatoes that were not finished cooking that we started off in the microwave. And we're going to allow them to brown and to cook a little bit more in the pan, and we're going to continue to let these cook for a little bit until they brown. In the meantime, I'm going to add some salt and pepper to them, whatever amount you think you want on your frittata and with these vegetables. Fair amount of pepper there. Stir that around, and we'll be back when these potatoes have started to brown a little bit. Alright, the potatoes are about where I want them. Now I'm going to take about a good handful of spinach. You can see how much here, and I've roughly chopped it. I'm going to add that in there and just let that cook a little bit, just until the spinach starts to wilt. And then I'm going to pour 4 eggs that I have beaten with 3 tablespoons of milk. The spinach is just starting to wilt just a little bit. And that's right where I want it. I want it not quite raw, definitely not mushy. See, it's starting to look really pretty. Now I'm going to take my egg that has been beaten up with 3 tablespoons of milk. You could use water. And I'm just pouring it on there. And now I'm going to sprinkle this with a teaspoon of parsley, just for some color. And a little extra flavor there. And we're going to let this cook. I'm going to let some of the raw egg run down the sides there. And in the meantime, I'm going to turn my oven on to broil, because I want it hot on a broil. And we're going to let this finish cooking in the oven. See, the eggs are still runny, which is fine. What we're going to do is let this finish cooking in the oven. And I'm going to turn the stove off now. And you could sprinkle a little shredded or chopped cheddar cheese on there if you want, or mozzarella even would be good. I'm going to use a little bit of chopped cheddar cheese that I have. And then I'm going to put this in the oven and let it broil until the egg has finished cooking. It's got to be completely cooked. And how long it's going to take is going to be dependent upon how much you've got in here. I'd say roughly 2 to 3 minutes. It really doesn't take very long. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. And this shows you what our finished frittata looks like. It broiled for roughly 2.5 minutes or so. Not very long. And this is what our finished frittata looks like sliced. Oh, it looks yummy. And there we have it, a delicious frittata made with breakfast potatoes and spinach. Really good. To find this recipe that you can download or other recipes and tips, visit my website, handmadeinoiowa.com. Look for the recipes page. You'll find lots of tips and tricks there. This is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Have a great day.